Hey guys, Jason Timothy here, musicsoftwaretraining.com. Today we're getting into Ableton's Microtuner, and this is a brand new effect that is in your Ableton packs. So before we dive in, let me just show you how you download it. So you're just gonna come over here to the Ableton site. You can go to packs, and then you'll find Microtuner. I just did a Google search and it came right up. And then you can just download it right here. And once it's downloaded to your download folder, you can just drag it right in to Ableton and it will show up in your packs here. Now, if you were to come over to Max for Live and search for Microtuner, there's a Microtuner here, but it is different. Let me just drop it over here. As you can see, this is a whole different animal here. So make sure that you find the Microtuner in the packs. It'll look like this. Then the next thing that you want to do, if you come down and read here, it tells you that you could download the Scala tuning files, which I had never heard of before. And this will give you like 4,200 different scales that you can drag in to the instrument. So you just simply click on this, come over here and download the file right here. Once that's downloaded and you unzip it, as you can see, loads and loads and loads of different scales. And instead of getting overwhelmed, I think the best approach is just to randomly drag something in and see what happens. Once you've got everything installed and everything ready to go, then you make yourself a little melody and see what Microtuner can do with it. So I just made a scale in C major. So you could hear how this affects. So this is not with the Microtuner. So once the Microtuner is on, by default, it gives you this scale of 5 notes. And what that means is every 5 notes I play, it's going to jump to a new octave instead of 12 notes. So if I play up the scale from C, right, there's 5 notes, and then, so as you can hear, that's where the octave starts, on the 6th note. So every 5 notes is an octave on this particular thing. If you want, we could change this to 7, 9, we could go to 12 or 16 or beyond. And then if we want to drag in a scale, so let's just jump over here real quick and we'll just drag in a scale here. And there you go. You've got this monster scale that's just got so many different semitones. So I'm not sure how many notes are in this scale, but this is considered 1 octave. So you would go up most of the keyboard just on this particular scale. So that's really, really interesting. So let's get into the navigation here. So we've got A and we've got B, and there's 2 ways that we can, well actually 3 ways that we can get scales in. We could either use the presets, the 5, 7, 9, 12, and 16. We can drag in a scale or we can generate a scale. So for example, if I hit generator here, this will show us, this is just an even scale here, but we can choose how many pitches we want per octave. We could set a random amount and then we could just generate it. And there we go. We've got 8 different pitches on this scale. So we can actually jump between these 2 right here. Or once again, we can turn the generator off and we could drag in another scale, or we can drag in a preset here. That's the basics there. So now when we have a scale here, right, we can actually tune each separate note differently. So as you can see over here, this is our tuning section. So position 1 is going to be the one closest to 12 o'clock, and then it's going to go clockwise all the way around. So as I change the percentage here, right? So I can change that note, jump over the next one, then it would change here to position 2, and it'll show us the note, and we can like so. So we could make our own scales by doing our own tuning for each of the positions in the scale. So now if we are playing the A, we can go before and after here, and you can see the difference it'll make. So super cool there. And then we've got this blend mode over here. And this allows us to blend between our A and our B, right? So if we look over here, A, the blend is right on the A here. And if we go to B and pull this down, as you can see, it mimics the B scale here. So now we could actually blend between the two. So really strange scales that you can get from this. And you can play with the pitch bend range, and what you're going to want to do is put the pitch bend range most likely to the range of your synth. And then you've also got your bass frequency, and this is the default right here, the bass frequency. So you could change all of that. I wouldn't mess with that though, because you could do everything within the scale and keep the bass frequency standard, which I think might be the best approach to start with. As far as these modes, I'm not 100% sure what the lead, follow, and MTS are. And clicking here for follow, I'm not noticing a difference. Here, let's just click on A. I'm not quite sure. It has to do with incoming MIDI, but I'm not really sure what this does yet. Also, if you want to revert, this will revert back to the original scale before you messed with the tunings if you wanted to jump back. And you just click here, boom, and this is the original. Then of course you got your transpose. So especially with these really wild scales like this, transpose will be pretty helpful. Where you want to be on the scale. But obviously by default, you can keep it at 0. So loads of different things that you could do. And also, you know, if you're playing chords, you can get some really interesting things when you change from one scale to another. So definitely have a play with this and let me know what you think. That's what I'm aware of so far about the Microtuner, and it's definitely something that I want to experiment with. So what I would do is I would just take, you know, normal MIDI parts that I've created and then just experiment with different scales and see the results, as opposed to trying to figure out ahead of time what you think something should sound like. I just use a lot of experimentation with the Microtuner and then go from there. Or what you could do is you could just have 12 semitones and you could set these equally and then just slightly off tune each one of these in the scale to make your own kind of 12 note scale that's slightly off tune. So with that, I hope you can get creative with this. Go make something amazing. Take care.